To take a closer look at Stanford, in terms of just the secondary, really experienced right on that back end. Like, how do you guys go about sort of reconciling, going up against a team with that many seniors?
Yeah. Well, Stanford's one of those teams that like they'll like to pride themselves on doing like the little things right. Very smart people and things like that. So really comes down to like the little details of things. Like I said last week, the splits. Getting a certain depth on your routes and really just like working your technique at the top. Whether it's like 2 steps to get out of it, whether it's speed cut, just little things like that. Like you really got to be tuned in all games on the little things.
And obviously the running game helps that, but I mean, Stanford's obviously had a little bit of struggles. I know they want to be physical, but how big is it for you guys, obviously blocking in the running game, to get the running game going to open you up as the game goes on?
No, yeah, the run game's always big for us. Like you said, it definitely helps like open up the pass game. They load the box more and start running man coverage and things like that more. But on top of that, like our coaches always say, like the big explosive run starts with the receivers because the O-line and stuff they block up front, but downfield, you got a safety or corner head. That's the blocks we got to make, and that's what makes the run go from 15 to 20 yards to 20 to 25 or shoot a long touchdown, something like that. So the run game is definitely very important in our room too.
And without obviously giving away the game plan, but I mean, seeing them with defensively how they were covering the receivers against Notre Dame, anything you kind of picked up from looking at them?
No, definitely a lot. Just really like kind of how, like you said, not to give away too much, but just kind of how like they switch a lot in crossing routes and things like that. Like it's just like I feel like that's the biggest takeaway I saw from like the Notre Dame Stanford game. They didn't really do a lot of like a good job like covering man-to-man routes when like they had to switch your motions and things like that.
What's been the key for your emergence this year? You've obviously had a breakout season and now a starter. What's the difference from this year?
Really, I just kept putting my head down and working. Maybe just the work in the weight room, speed work, and just, taking my body to a new limit, just making sure I'm ready for the whole season, not just a few games, and really just locking in and not taking no for an answer this year.
How much does confidence play a part of it?
Yeah, confidence is a big part. I think in anything in life. I feel like if you don't believe in yourself, like to do it, I don't think anybody else will believe in you to do it. So confidence is definitely the first step for me. It goes a long way, and like not only like believing in myself and what I could do, but like on the field, running my routes, selling a different route when I'm going to like a corner instead of a post, just things like that. Like confidence goes a long way for sure.
And you got to feel like the quarterbacks have confidence in you.
Yeah, no, definitely. That helps a lot. It boosts my morale, definitely makes me happy and things like that. It goes a long way when not only the quarterback, but your team has confidence in you too.
Lining up in the slot, obviously there's going to be different guys matching up with you in man-to-man coverage at times, but what are you seeing in terms of like safety that's going to come down on you? Like, what have you seen in terms of their strengths, what they do well?
Yeah, really, they like to be patient at the line. Sometimes they'll, inch out with you, but other times, they'll jump jam you quick. So really, that's what I was noticing the most. And like in man coverage, when they're off, they like to be flat-footed. So really getting to their toes and making moves and stuff like that. That's what I noticed the most in my matchups.
Like just across.
Your
matchups are.
Number 2, number 21, and then number 24.
Gotcha. So the 2 safeties,
and of course, you can see other people, but for the most part,
And that's sort of present across all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've seen for the whole quarterback group, even number 17, number 13. That's kind of just like how probably how they're coached. Because really, like I said, if you're the point man, they're going to try to jump jam you, but they might inch out. But on other like jams, if you're like the outside on the ball, they might not jam you. They might just inch out with you. So you got to give them a quicker release. And then if they're off, like I said, they're usually flat-footed. So you got to get to the toes and make your move. Yeah.
Have you personally drawn any similarities between Stanford secondary and Utah's? Because statistically, both of them are sort of at the top of the conference.
I could say, I think Utah more is like technique sound just because, I don't know, I feel like they kind of got good DBs every year. But I could see a little bit of similarities between them. I feel like Utah likes to run a little more zone, though, and they like to run a little more man. So it's kind of hard to compare their man principles to zone principles, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I feel like it's a better matchup for you to go up against more man coverage?
Yeah, I definitely like man coverage better. It's just because when it's man coverage, it's really one-on-one. It's like you just got to not just beat the dude in front of you, but it's really like who wants it more, in my opinion. So I definitely like man coverage a lot more.